Welcome back, my friends. This is Venus from Heart's Desire by Venus, and I am still working my way through my design team project for Line Dot Arrow. As you can see by my notes, I am still using the floral book pages. Beautiful papers. I'm also using her Ma Cherie kit. This is one of those pages out of there. Very beautiful papers. I will put the links below so that you can check these out for yourself. But today I am here to show you belly bands. Not your average boring belly band. Belly bands are great. I love them. But sometimes I find they're a little boring. So what I have done is I have created a couple of different kinds of belly bands. This is for the small ephemera book that I am working on. I don't know if you can see it there. We can see a little bit better there. Autofocus. It has got a cutout in there so that when you put some ephemera behind it, you can still see a bit of it. It's also embossed and textured and sewn around. That is on the small book. On the large book, which we are making one of those today. Where did I put it? Here is the belly band for the large book. Again, I've got the cutaway on here. I've got some embossing, and on this one I have added a little bit of embellishment because it is such a large one, because this is a 7 by 10 book, and I wanted a large belly band, and you will see why I needed such a large belly band later. But right now we are going to I'm going to show you how I made that. I'll just get that in focus a little better. You can see my messy desk around. So what I have done is I've taken a piece of manila folder. You could use cardstock, chipboard, paper, whatever you want to use for it. I've measured it out. I've given myself a 1/2 inch fold over on either side just because I like to get a good grip on the page. So I've done that. So this is the size of my belly band. So right now I've been using book paper, as you can see, a ton of book paper and music paper. So this one I'm going to do some sheet music on here. So basically what I'm doing is, it's not very technical. I don't like to measure if I don't have to. I'm just taking my distress ruler here, and I'm just ripping down one long piece to give me a jagged edge. I'm just kind of eyeballing my belly band on here. Now I want my belly band to stick up over the sides. I want this rough edge to stick over the actual base side, just to give it a bit of texture. So all I'm doing is kind of lining it up where I think I'd want it, a little bit farther, and just tearing it across. So, and then I'm doing the same thing on either end here. I'm just lining it up. Oh, help if I got in frame. So I'm just kind of positioning it, lining it up a little past the belly band, and giving it a rip. And again, on the other side. Perfect. So now I have my cover piece and my belly band base. So what I'm doing here, it's nothing too fancy. Flip all those back over. I'm just running some glue stick on here. I've just got an Elmer's glue stick. You can use your Yoo-Hoo. You can use liquid glue. You could use tape if you wanted. I'm going to be embossing and stitching this, so the glue will do a temporary enough hold until I get everything in. And basically you're just going to line it up so that it is, as you can see on the back side here, all the way around. I've got a bit of clearance from that. And I'm just going to make sure it gets a nice even coating in there. And that's that part. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut. I had to go get my die. I am going to take this and I'm going to run it through my die cut machine. I happen to have this, I think it's a Tim Holtz distressed die cut, and I'm going to run it through my Sidekick there. And I'm not putting it right, you can see this is right at the edge. I'm kind of spacing it out so that this part doesn't go right through the paper, and then you've got to stitch it and fix it all up. So I'm just going to put it through there. You don't have to use a die cut. You could cut out a shape. You could use a hole punch. You could use an edge punch. Anything you want. You could just do like a circle if you wanted and make it a little peekaboo window. Anything. I just happen to have these. So I'm going to go and run this through, and then I will be back to show you how that looks. Okay, so I have cut it. I have run it through my die cut machine, and as you can see, I've cut that out. While I was there, I used one of my embossing folders, and what I did is I embossed mostly this side here that has got no die cut, but I did it far enough so that it's kind of transitioning on part of this as well, just to give it a little extra depth. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the embossing with some ink. Just got, I'm using two different colors in this because this kit has got an aged look and a bit of pink. So I'm going to start off with my pink, and I'm just going to slowly work it in a circle, and I'm just trying to pick up some of that embossing there. All the way around. I just want some color on a bit of the pink showing through in the middle. Okay, and now I'm going to go around it with my distressing ink, and I am using Vintage Photo. Ooh, that's pretty rough looking. And so this is where you're going to fold your tabs down, so you're going to make sure you ink all the way, oops, around. That will go down when I stitch it. And I'm just going to start with the edges, and this will distress your edges, but also pick up the embossing that you took right out to the edge there. And then I'm just going to kind of work it through a bit, picking up a little bit of the edges on the cutout and just a tad bit on your embossing, just to make it pop out a little bit more. So there you can see. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take it to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch all the way around the belly band. This is going to secure it on, but it also is giving me that shabby chic kind of look that I'm going for. I will do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've stitched all the way around. Let's see if I can, I'm still getting used to this camera. There we go. So you can see I stitched all around. So what I'm going to do though is I'm just going to take my ink dabber here, and I'm just running along that stitching, just trying to pick it up a little bit with the ink. There we go. All right, so now we're ready to attach my belly band. So I'm going to do one of two things. I am going to add some tape, but I'm also going to do some liquid glue, just because I find on belly bands you really do want a little bit of glue on there just to secure it. So I'm just doing one strip of the tape, and that's just going to hold it into place while the glue is drying. I just find for me this works best, but if you want to do straight tape or straight glue, have at her. Whatever works for you. So I'm just going to take my Fabri-Tac here, and I'm just going to run a bit of it down, and it is also a little bit on the tape, and that's okay too. It will dry and it'll work. So just doing that. Okay, And now I'm going to just place it in position. So this is, oh, I better move my ink so I don't put my project on it. Okay, so this is the page that I am putting it on right here. This is my large ephemera holder. And I'm just going to position it so that it goes straight to the edge, right in the middle. And I'm just going to burnish it down. Perfect. So now it's all in there. I'm just going to let it dry. Now, like on my other side, I did add an embellishment here, but on this one, because I made a little smaller band, I'm not going to. And then I'm going to have some envelopes, and the tops of the envelopes are going to be hanging over this belly band. So I thought it'd be kind of cute that way. But there you go. Now you have no more boring belly bands. You've got the belly bands with a little bit of a peekaboo. Add some interest to them, and I thought just something a little different, using up some of your supplies that you've got, maybe some tools that you haven't used in a while, and a bit of ink, and I think it's a nice addition to your belly band collection. Thanks again for checking me out. Welcome to all my new subbies that have come on in the last week. I'm glad to see everybody here. Please leave comments below if you'd like. Let's hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so then you'll know when I am putting something out. And hopefully I will see you again soon, and we will work more on this design project from Line.Arrow. All right, have a great day.